Can you all mute our mic so I won't get code? Now, here you need to read from the beginning, right? So that's the critical success factor of doing an assignment, especially this one, right? Now here, you need to follow the instructions. Now the one common thing that I am seeing when can we all mute our mics? Yeah, thank you. So still occurring. Muhammad bin Raje, can you mute your mic?
Yes.
Are you there?
So is there a deadline, please?
Can you mic Puta?
I have contacted with the customer service, and they informed me that is for other students. They said
right. So
that
you can't mute the
all
mic.
students. For all students, I want just because maybe because I'm a new student, I don't know the regulations. So please, could you inform us about the deadline about?
Yeah. So I'm sorry, your question is not very clear for me. You want to know the deadline of this assignment?
Yeah, we have
is
received
that what you
we have received the assignment on a link that leads to Dropbox. However, I because I'm a new registrant, I contacted with the customer service. For me, that is not for our region, is for all students. So here
right.
is a good chance to know, to know more about it because you are here.
Right. Yes. So I'm here to I'm the course lecturer for this module, right? So I'm not the course lecturer, but I was asked to brief you all about the assignment, right? Because when you take the assignment, there's a particular style of doing the assignment, right? So I'll be taking you through everything on how to construct a better answer for you to score more marks. So that's why we are having this session today, right? Are we clear on that aspect, why we are having the session today? Are we clear on that? The purpose of having this session today?
Yes. Could you ask him? So, hello?
Yeah, so the purpose of having today's session is to give you all the instructions on how to construct a better answer to score more marks in this module, right? So I will take you through on how to construct a good answer for the assignment brief that you have received, right? Okay. So what is the subject? Subject is developing international markets, right?
Yes.
So yeah, you all might have done this with another lecturer, right? So I'm pretty sure that you are very thorough with the content. Now this is how you have to construct the answer, right? Now this is an open book exam where you have to take the secondary information. Secondary information are the information that is already existing, and then you need to construct a good answer for that, right? So you have specific instructions here, so you need to go through this, right? Now here, make sure you read and understand each question before answering. Now you've been assigned different questions with a particular word count, and you need to understand the question first before answering the question, right? When answering the question, address all question requirements in order to optimize the mark, right? So if a question is asked in a particular area, particular content, you should first understand what sort of content that you require to answer the question. So if you are required to answer for international markets, you should not write something about local markets, right? So that's a mere example, right? So pay attention to the question command verb. So I will be taking you through a separate session on this one with the command verbs, because this is the critical factor that you need to understand to score the better marks, right? You may use sources such as books, dictionaries, notes, anything, any other written materials while sitting the exam. So you have to use, now obviously you should not, you will not use the hard copies, no, you will definitely use soft copies. It can be a book, it can be internet source. So make sure that all those sources are very valid, right? So do not use Wikipedia as for your source in order to get the information, right? Because Wikipedia is not a reliable source that anyone can go and change the content in Wikipedia. So it's not a reliable source. Make sure that you use the reliable sources. All use sources must be referenced. Now, this is again very important. Whenever that you have taken the material from another source, you have to give the credit to that person or the source, right? Begin each response in allocated section below in each question. Right. Now here, now you've been given space to write your answer. So you need to write your answer in this space, right? This is the allocated space for you, right? Then in general overview, it says about the overall word count. Now your overall word count is 3,500 words plus or minus 10% tolerance, meaning that you can go up to 3,850 words, or you can restrict your assignment for 3,150. Don't go below 3,150 or above 3,850, right? So you should have that window between 3,150 and 3,850, right? So if you exceed that, the rest of content will be or later, right? Now this is important. Now here you need to read the instructions correctly, now, right? Now, most common thing that I'm seeing in student answers are this part is completely neglected, right? You are starting to answer your question from here. Now, when the instructions are given, you should follow this one also. Sorry. You must choose an organization on which to base your answer. Your answer must be all set in the context of this specific organization. Choose an organization with which you are familiar. It must be a real organization, and the type of organization you must be relevant to the questions, meaning that you need your answer needs to be based on an organization. So this organization should already existing. It has to be a real organization. So it can be a local or it can be a foreign organization. But if you choose a multinational business, you can get more information regarding it because it's readily available in internet, right? So be very wise when you take organization. Throughout your answer, you should talk about that organization, right? All your answers must be based on this organization unless the question instructs you differently. Meaning, whatever the context that these questions are asking, you should apply that context into this organization. So throughout your answers, you should mention the name of the organization, meaning that your answer should be based on the context of this organization, right? Now, before writing the answers to the questions, you should give a brief introduction about the organization. So thereby, within 250 words, you need to give this information: name of the organization, size of the organization, main markets where it operates, if it is a local business within the country or if it is a foreign business, the markets where it operates internationally, examples of the products and services. Now, here you can give a information about 4Ps in marketing. Now, if you don't know what 4Ps is, basically product, price, place, and promotion. You don't have to give in detail description about 4Ps, but the products and services that they offer can be elaborated here. Key competitors, main customer segments, who are their customer, who their customer base is, right? Now here, don't waste your words. You should restrict everything with 250 words, right? Now, the easiest way that you can do this is to find an organization that has an annual report. If you use a local organization, so if you are using a multinational, I'm sure these information are widely available, right? So this part is helping you to understand, helping the marker to understand what your organization and the context of your organization, right? Then, before you answer the question, it is strongly recommended that you familiarize with yourself with a study content related to the unit. Right now, here you are expected to be very thorough with the content that you've been taught throughout the module, right? I'm sure you had like more than 2 classes regarding this module. So please be very thorough with the content, because whatever the content that you have learned in the classroom needs to be applied when you answer the question, because it is being expected here, right? Now, here you've been tested to understand to which extent that you can apply theory into practice, right? So that is the sole purpose of having this assessment. So keep that in mind. Now let's go through the questions. Your chosen organization must be a global commercial business. All right. Now here, the special note, it was not available previously in the previous ones. Now there's a special disclaimer here. Don't use the local organization. You have to use a global commercial business. So I told you to use local business before. Now don't use local business, because this disclaimer was not there before, right? Your chosen organization must be a global commercial business. So it has to be an international business, right? And the international customer base and international supply chain. So you can find plenty of organizations which operate internationally, that has international customer base and international supply chain, right? So don't use a local organization. I'm telling once again, use an organization that has the global supply and the customer base, right? It was a special disclaimer, right? Okay, now how questions are there? Question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, right? So each question allocated 25 marks, meaning that equal weightage needs to be given to each question, right? So you have to restrict your answer to 875 words, right? Meaning that you have to satisfy your marker within this word range, right? Okay, now first question, it says critically analyze the key drivers of the globalization in the context of your chosen organization and its impact to the competitive landscape, right? Now, the key to answer the question is to understand the keyword. Now, each question, when I take this question, you all are with me, right? Are you all with me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right. Now here it says critically analyze. Now this is the keyword. Now each question has a unique keyword. Critically analyze is the keyword. Now in your command verb, right? In your command verb. Now this is the ABE guide to command words, right? You can get this from your Google Classroom. I'm sure this guide is been uploaded. You all are level 6, right? Now here, command verbs are given and your level is been given. So you need to follow your respected level, right? Now here, it says critically analyze. Critically analyze means you need to go to the command verb and analyze. Now this is your command verb. What do you mean by analyze? Examine a topic together with thoughts and judgments about it. Now here, you cannot simply take the content from the internet, paraphrase it and put it into your answer. That is not the way how you have critical analysis. How you have to do the critical analysis is to get an idea and come out with your own thoughts, meaning that you can get the content from the internet or whatever the secondary sources that you have. Then you have to come out with your own judgment, right? Now let's further understand the criteria, the requirement for level 6 under analysis. Can analyze new or abstract data and school of thought, and can consider alternative solutions and outcomes independently using a range of appropriate models, principles, and definitions. Can compare and analyze alternative models of schools of thoughts using the appropriate rational criteria. Right, now here, let me go to the question again. Right, now this is the question. You've been asked to critically analyze the key drivers of the globalization in the context of your organization and its impact to the competitive landscape. Now here, you need to understand, okay, what are the theories, what are the models, and what are the other secondary information that is being given to understand the key drivers of the globalization context, right? And you have to take those models, those theory and what information that you find in the internet and apply to your organization. Now, for an example, let's assume that you have taken Starbucks as your organization, right? You need to understand how these key drivers and your content you've been taught this. There are like information that is regarding to understand the key driver, and then you can take those information and apply how Starbucks is what are the key drivers of the globalization of the Starbucks, and how Starbucks is doing their best, or how Starbucks is using those key drivers to become competitive in the market. For an example, now we can take another coffee shop. Tell me another global coffee chain. Okay, let's take Barista, right? How Starbucks is using these key drivers to do the better business compared to Barista, right? So you need to give your own thoughts in it, meaning that you can take the content from any secondary source, right? It can be a model, it can be a theory, it can be anything. Take it, convert that into your own thoughts, your own judgments, the way how you look at those theories, and apply that into your chosen organization and construct the answer. Now here you've been asked two different things. You need to first understand the key drivers of the globalization. At the same time, how those key drivers are impacting to the competitive landscape. Now, if I come out with an example, let's assume one of the key drivers of the globalization for Starbucks is their international supply chain. Let's assume I'm taking an example. Right now, I'm trying to understand, okay, how the international supply chain is impacting to the competitive landscape. Now, if I'm having a set of very solid suppliers that gives me uninterrupted raw materials without any delay, I can accommodate my customers' needs and wants without any delay, and I can make them happy. Therefore, I would have a loyal, repetitive customers compared to my competitors, right? So you need to, now one of the key drivers that I have taken here is the solid supply chain management in Starbucks. So I need to seek information regarding, okay, what are the theories and models that is related to having a solid supply chain, and then I can take, okay, this theory is explaining the importance of having the solid supply chain. So in my organization that I have selected, the example Starbucks is having, you can explain how they are having the solid supply chain, how they are interacting with their suppliers, what are things that they are doing with the suppliers in order to have that good bond, and how it is giving a good impact to the organization to become competitive, right? So that is how you do a critical analysis. You simply cannot take the content, copy and paste it, paraphrase it and paste it here. You need to come out with your own thoughts. Are we clear on question number 1? Do you have any problems, any gray areas that you want to clarify? Is it clear or not?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Right. Okay, perfect. Then moving to question number 2. Critically examine the potential impact on your organization of supply chain internationalization. Okay, now I'm again going back to my keywords, my command verbs. Here it says examine. Now let's say what examine stands for. Now certain keywords sometimes, very rarely, it's not here in this list. Okay, that command verb is not here. Praise, argue, assess, compare, define, describe, demonstrate, evaluate, explain, illustrate, outline, summarize, state. Okay. Examine, that keyword is not here. So I'll give you a general comment on what that stands for. So basically, how do you examine? Now, for an example, if you have a sickness and if you go to a doctor examines you. So what does he or she is doing to you before giving a prescription, right? He starts asking you questions about the history of your illness and what you ate, where you went. So he wants to diagnose your illness. So for that, he needs to do an examination, meaning that you need to collect information and then you need to dig deep into those information, right? Now, something similar to that, you need to do this to your answer in question number 2. Critically examine the potential impact of your chosen organization of supply chain internationalization. Now here, first of all, before you answer the question, you need to be very thorough with the supply chain internationalization. What do you mean by supply chain internationalization? Right? And you need to understand how it impacts to your chosen organization. Now here you can take a lot of examples, right? Now, when you have a sickness, your doctor is asking you a lot of questions, right? For him to diagnose your cause. So here also the questions that you need to ask when you answer this question depends on the examples that you're taking, right? So take your organization and understand how the supply chain internationalization is impacting to your organization. Now here it says impact to your organization. It doesn't specifically says positive impact or negative impact, right? So you can, if there are any negative impacts, you can mention that also. That's how you construct and you can both give positive and negative impacts. There hasn't to be always the positive impact. Both you can talk here. So that's how you do the potential. That's how you critically examine, right? So you are giving 20. You've been given 25 marks for this kind of this question, right? Okay, then moving to question number 3. For your organization, critically appraise the suitability of 4 different market entry methods as the part of the formulation of the international strategy. Now I'm going to my keywords again. Appraise, I'm sure definitely it's here, appraise. Now here, what do you mean by appraise? Evaluate, judge, or assess. Now how you do an evaluation? You have to look at both the positive and negative sides, right? That's how you do an evaluation. Now, if somebody asks you to do your self-evaluation, how do you have to do? You have to list down all your strengths and weaknesses. Similarly, when you ask to do an evaluate, you have to give both positives and negatives, pros and cons. Now, in level 6, can provide a comprehensive and detailed critique of the subject area, demonstrating and in-depth understanding and awareness. Can cooperate critical ethical dimension when analyzing lines of arguments. Now here, you need to give a critique. How you are giving a critique? What do you mean by a critique? Critique is a comment. Either it can be a positive or the negative, right? So you need to understand both the aspects here, and then you need to give a solid answer with a good rationale. So how can you construct a good rationale? You need to give examples from your organization, right? So that's how you do an appraise. So let's go to the question again. For your organization, critically appraise the suitability of the 4 different market entry methods. Now here, you have to take the 4 different market entry methods, and then you need to come out with the pros and cons of those 4 entry market method, right? And then now here you've been asked to construct an international strategy. So you can come out with those 4 market methods, and then you can give a critical analysis of now let's take entry method 1, entry method 3, 4. give pros and cons of each entry method, and finally you can conclude your answer by giving a okay, I'm selecting entry number 2 because of these reasons, right? So when you can conclude your answer by giving the best method. So that's how you construct an answer for this kind of question. Are we clear on question up to question number 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Then final question number 4. Using offset cultural dimensions, critically assess the challenges related to the culture that might arise for your organization in conducting transnational businesses. Now, offset cultural dimension has factors, different factors that is affecting when you are doing an international business, especially when it comes to cross-cultural businesses that is operating in international markets. Now, what is the cross-cultural dimensions? Cross-cultural aspect, meaning that, for an example, suppose that you are an USA-based business and you are starting a company in China. So, your culture is something, your culture is one thing, and you have to work with Chinese people. So there can be a lot of cultural clashes, right? Now, this model of said cultural dimension is, sorry, addressing those issues, addressing those aspects, and then giving solutions on how to do an international business by reducing that cultural clashes. Now here, again, critical assess. Now, again, I'm going to my keywords. I'm trying to understand what assess stands for. Then assess. Here, assess. Evaluate or judge the importance of something, referring to appropriate school of thoughts. Right? Can synthesize and assess new and abstract information and data in the context of wide-ranging problems, range of techniques. Now here, don't get confused with these keywords because most of the keywords are going hand in hand, right? So don't think too much of it. Just try to understand the core and then construct the answer based on that. Now here, you have to refer a school of thought. School of thought means a theory. So your theory is already been given, offset the cultural dimension. Now, based on that theory, you need to come out with your own judgment. Again, here it says evaluate and judge, meaning that you cannot simply take offset's 6 dimension and then copy, paraphrase it and paste it here. No, that is not what is expected here. Take that theory, understand that theory, and see how that theory is applying to your organization. So you can come out with your own judgment, your own viewpoint on how they have done it, whether they have done it successfully or unsuccessfully. If they have done it successfully, what are the success factors? If that is unsuccessful, what is the what are the unsuccessful factors? So likewise, you need to understand, you need to come out with your own judgment, but based on the school of thought. Now, that theory is already being given. You don't have to worry about it. Based on the offset model, come out with an answer like this, right? Now here, you've been asked to assess the challenges related to the culture that may arise your organization. Now, question is very straightforward. You need to understand the challenges of Starbucks. Okay, Starbucks is my example. Starbucks has faced when they have operated in international business. So I'm sure there are like plenty of cases related to your organization that they have faced as a challenge when they operate in other countries. So take those as an examples and construct an answer on how this model offset the offset cultural dimensions has, if my memory is correct, it has 6 dimensions. Take each dimension and come out with your own judgment on how your organization has faced these challenges and maybe how they have overcome the challenge, right? So that is all about the question. The success of constructing a good answer is always the way how you understand and apply the command verbs, right? So be very thorough with the command verbs and pay a special attention to these instructions, right? And then, okay, do you have any questions? Anything that you want to clarify? Hello?
So,
Yes,
Everything is
Sridhar.
clear.
All
so
good?
far, all good.
Right. Mohammed, hope I pronounced your name correctly. Have anything?
No, I said that it's clear. Thank you for your
Sorry?
explanation. Thank you
Okay,
for
no
your
worries.
explanation.
Right. Now, let me quickly take you through the referencing, right? Because it's important. Okay, now I'm having slightly obsolete this thing guide. I couldn't download this new one. I think it's Harvard. Let me quickly check it out. Just give me a minute. All right. So you've been given the assignment ABE assignment style guide. I hope this is not updated because this is the latest version I have. So be thorough with this one also. So based on your level, it has requirements. Now, this is how you have to do your assignment. You have to put the college name, learner's name, your membership number, unit name, and the word count. Now, by the end of your assignment, you need to feed the word count and make sure that it is between plus or minus tolerance rate of 3,500 words, right? So you have to put the tick mark here, meaning that you understand the requirements of this assignment. That is what expected here. Then put the date. And when you start your assignment, you need to start from a new page, right? Each question in a new page, right? That is explained here. And then you need to come out with the table of content, right? I'm sure you know how to put the table of content, which I'm not taking you through. Then introduction, that 250 words, introduction about the company and its background, right? So you need to start the introduction from in a new page, right? Then headings. Now, most common problem that I'm seeing in student papers are poor formatting, right? You are giving a very adequate attention to your content, but when it comes to the formatting, the neatness of the question, the answer is not so good, right? So make sure that all your content is being very aligned using the headings, subheadings in this way, right? Now, I'm sure that you know how to put the headings and subheadings. If you don't know, just go through. There are like YouTube tutorials on how to format your headings and subheadings. You can go through them and understand on how to put the headings and subheadings. When you put a heading like this, your main heading, put a number like this, number 1. Now, your question 1 is your number 1. Question 2 is your number 2, right? So you can put your subheadings like A and B. And if you have another subheading, you can put everything under Roman number in each subheading, right? Then conclusion. Finally, you have to, now after these 4 questions, you can give a small conclusion, a small section where you can allocate a summary of all these things. But it should not exceed 10% of the length of your assignment, right? Then the reference list. Now, okay, I'll show you an assignment where I find it as a good one. Right. This is not your module, but a sample assignment. Okay, see the way now. This is the table of content, right? Here, see the way how she has done it. Now, your question is your main heading, first heading, and then see the way how she has done it. Question number 1. Now each subheading has each subheading and subheading has its own number. Now first subheading 1.1, the second subheading 1.2, third subheading is 1.3. Now she has another 3 points under third point. So she has put 1.3.1 under the third point, 1.3.1, 1.3.2, 1.3.3. Likewise, you can put the subheadings like this, right? Then introduction. Now see the way how she has done the formatting, right? Very neat. Everything is well aligned, right? And then this is your question number 1, right? Here are in first question, subheading 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So likewise, put like this. And then this is your reference list. By the end of each by the end of your assignment, you have to put the reference list like this, right? Now, for an example, if you have taken content from an article, you should give the credit to that person, right? Okay, now if I take you, now here, this is the conclusion. So conclusion, she has only put 200 words for the conclusion, right? So that is the conclusion. Yeah, so annexures, if you have new anything in addition that you need to give the information to the marker, you can always attach after the reference list as the annexure, right? Now this is the formatting guide, line spacing, font size, font style, color, likewise. And plagiarism. Make sure that you don't plagiarize, because there is a software, no, not a software, a platform called Turnitin, where it can detect all your plagiarism. So if you have a plagiarism rate above the intended rate, that would be a problem. So make sure that you don't plagiarize. if you're taking the content from the internet, you make sure that you are converting that to your own terms, your own words, in order to reduce this, right? So go through this one. I'm not taking you through one by one, right? Referencing, I need to give you a special give a special attention. Now, when it comes to referencing, there are two types of referencing: in-text referencing and bibliography, or the referencing list that I showed you by the end of the assignment. Now, I'll show you how to do it, right? Suppose that we are talking about the international supply chain, right? Okay, now my question is to understand the international supply chain, right? Then when you take the international supply chain, you can take a lot of content from the internet, right? Now, suppose that I'm looking for international supply chain here, right? Now, I am using this link, right, to understand the international supply chain. Now, you can take the internet content. Something that you can use is using journal articles. There's something called Google Scholar. So if you go to Google Scholar, you can get a lot of articles here, right, related to international supply chain. So you can go through these articles as well, right, and take the content from here, right? Now here you have something called cite. Now you don't have to manually put anything. You can simply take your referencing style, Harvard or whatever, take this and put it into the referencing list. That is one way that you can do it. Now, suppose that I'm taking this content, I'm simply copying and pasting. Don't do that. I just want to show you a sample here. Now, this is my content. This is my content. Now, I have to give the credit to this person, whatever the content that I have put here. Now, there is something called in-text reference and reference list. So how am I putting the in-text reference? You can go to something called Cite This For Me. There's a website called Cite This For Me, right? This is one of the easiest way that you can do. Here, you don't have to manually do everything. This site will create you the content. So you can go to create citation. So this is the source that you have taken. If you have taken the sources from the website, book, journal, or anything, newspaper, conference, or whatever, you can select everything here. Now I'm taking this content from a website. So I'm copying the URL of this one. Go to website, then paste the URL here, search. Then this is the referencing that the site has created for me. So I'm going to cite, continue. Then I can manually change the information here if I want. Then I can go to complete citation. So here, this one is creating the site for me. So what I can do is here it has two things. Copy inside text, it is creating in-text citation and the citation as well. So I can go to copy citation here, and then I can go to my reference list and paste it here like this. Paste it here like this, right? So this is coming at the end of my assignment, like this, right? Under the
Sorry, I can.
reference.
Okay, now I can.
You have seen now?
Yeah, it was actually stuck
Okay.
for a minute or so.
Right. Okay. Now, by the end of the report, you have to put the referencing list here, right? So this is the list. This is where you have to put. Wait, it's loading. Okay, this is the part that you have to put by the end of the report, right? Now you are okay with that part, right?
Yes.
Right. Then I'm going to in-text reference. In-text reference means when I'm constructing the content of this report, I have to plug this into the place where I have taken the content. For an example, now I have taken this content from the internet. Now I have to go to this one, and then I can copy inside referencing, and then I can manually feed the information if I want, right? Else copy, and then again go to my content and paste it here. So this is these two things should be here, should be there inside referencing. This one, I have to plug it in the content itself, and then finally I have to feed that information in my reference list. Now I will show you how that girl has done it, right? Now for an example, let's take this one, right? Now she has put it under the referencing list. Okay. Let's take this one. Here, see the way how she has done it. This is one way. You can state that these two people, or now these authors, you can simply say they have stated that this content has been constructed by them, or else you can put by the end of each content, you can put the name of the author and the year by the end of each content within the brackets, like this, right? So this is how you have to put the inside in-text referencing, right? Are we clear on how to do the referencing? Any questions?
All good.
All good, right? Anything else that you want to clarify before we wind up? So if you have any issues related to your student numbers or any other specific instructions, you can always contact your course coordinator and get it clarified related to any academic, non-academic related things. So if you have any academic related issues, you can drop me a WhatsApp. I'll put my number here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like after completing the open book exam, are you the one who's responsible for this subject, so we can submit it for your reference or like comments or anything before submitting?
It's like this. Currently, I'm on maternity leave. I'm having a three-week-old baby. So I was asked to do a briefing for you all on this
Okay.
module related to examination. But if you have anything, you can drop me a text in WhatsApp. I can certainly help you out. Marking your when your assignments are being given, you've been given a summative feedback and a formative feedback. So your formative feedback is being given by your lecturer. Ideally, it has to be the lecturer that you've been taught this subject, right? Or either by me, right? So based on that, you've been getting a comments like this. I'll
Yeah.
show you like this. Now, this is the summative feedback like this. So local lecturers, we are giving the feedback like this, right?
Yeah,
So
actually, you have done this one for my assignment last time by
right.
yourself. So
So
that's why
you have so you have experience on how to do it.
yeah.
Then finally, when you correct it, you've been assigned. You've been asked to submit it via portal or something. And then you've been, based on that, you've been given your marks, right? This time, I'm not sure whether I will be giving you a comment or your lecturer who did this assignment, this module would give you a feedback, but some person would give you a feedback, but make sure if you submit it like way in advance, you have time to correct it.
Yeah,
So
that's
try
the
to
thing.
do it.
Actually, I almost completed this assignment. Actually. So that's why I wanted to submit it to somebody too.
So you speak to your course coordinator in
Yeah, I
AIB.
actually I spoke to Adil. Adil said that they haven't assigned anyone yet, so they will advise later on. So
Yes. So don't worry about it. I'll remind Adil also. So either some lecturer would give you feedback, either me or somebody else. But if you have anything, you can always drop me a WhatsApp. I'll be if I see, with this chaos, I might not see your
yeah,
message, but I'll try to help you out whenever I see the message.
Okay.
Your
Thank you very
inquiry.
much.
No problem. Anything else that you want to clarify before we
No,
wind up?
that's all. That's all.
Right.
So
Mohammed, you have anything?
Everything is clear. So I
All
understood.
clear.
I understood. Yeah.
So we'll wind up the session for today then. Don't worry, follow the command verbs. Use examples as much as possible. Be very thorough with the content. At the same time, be very cautious with the formatting, right? So those are the key things, and do the referencing properly, and do not use the content itself without paraphrasing or without changing the content, because it's automatically getting detected for plagiarism. So those are the things that you have to keep in your mind. Okay, my time is over. Shall we wind up? If you don't have anything else to
okay,
okay, wish you
okay,
all the best. If you have anything,
okay.
just drop me a WhatsApp, okay?
All right,
I'll
ma'am.
be
Congratulations for the baby.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you have a good
Yeah,
night.
you too. Okay, bye then.
Okay, bye.
Bye.